Today's due diligence report is on Adtalem Global Education, a company traded on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol 𝗔𝗧𝗢𝗓𝗓. Company overview. Adtalem Global Education is a leading provider of career-focused higher education. It has a growing emphasis on healthcare. Its portfolio includes institutions that train physicians, nurses, and other healthcare professionals. Recent efforts to expand include new hybrid nursing programs, clinical partnerships, and digital education platforms. These initiatives aim to address critical workforce shortages in healthcare while improving scalability and profitability. Fundamental analysis. Adtalem has demonstrated consistent revenue growth, supported by long-term secular trends such as rising demand for healthcare professionals and increased enrollment in medical and nursing schools. EBITDA margins have been improving due to operational leverage and program expansion. Valuation metrics suggest the stock is trading below its intrinsic value. The forward price-to-earnings ratio is lower than industry peers, and its forward P/E ratio under 1.0, signaling a potentially attractive entry point based on its earnings growth trajectory. Enterprise value to sales also remains favorable compared to competitors, indicating the market may be undervaluing its growth potential. Strengths: resilience to economic downturns as education is a staple sector. Counter-cyclical enrollment trends as people pursue new careers during recessions. Scalable and flexible healthcare-focused education model that can adapt to workforce demands. Risks: regulatory uncertainty, particularly changes to education funding or healthcare policy. Rising labor costs that could compress margins. Technical overview. Adtalem stock has recently experienced a strong upward move, but is currently encountering technical resistance around the $130 level. A confirmed breakout above this level with volume could open the path toward $140 and higher. If the stock fails to sustain above $130, it may retrace to support near $125. Momentum indicators suggest the stock is near overbought territory, increasing the likelihood of short-term consolidation. For recent developments in the past year, Adtalem expanded its healthcare pipeline through several strategic initiatives, including rolling out hybrid nursing programs in new states to broaden reach and enrollment, strengthening clinical training opportunities through partnerships with major healthcare providers like 𝗔𝗧𝗢𝗓𝗑, expanding its digital offerings through the acquisition of a minority interest in a digital training platform for allied health professionals. Additionally, Adtalem began exploring expansion into international education markets, aiming to tap into global demand for medical education. These actions increase the total addressable market and position Adtalem for continued top-line and bottom-line growth over the medium term. The sensitivity analysis and 2026 outlook. In the next year, Adtalem's performance will be shaped by two major forces: market pull and technology push. If macroeconomic uncertainty leads to tighter education budgets or regulatory pressures, revenue and margins could be moderately affected. However, widespread adoption of online learning platforms and AI-driven training modules could counterbalance these headwinds by improving cost structures and operational flexibility. In a base case scenario, Adtalem could achieve 7% revenue growth and maintain operating margins near 23%, which would likely support a gradual re-rating of the stock. A more optimistic outlook includes enhanced digital integration and policy support, pushing revenue growth toward 10% and potentially attracting higher valuation multiples. In a more conservative scenario, with regulatory drag or delayed tech adoption, growth may slow to 4%, with compressed margins and a more modest valuation range. VI Strategic Forecast 2025-20 to 820 to 520 to 6. The company is in a growth phase fueled by new program launches and partnerships. Expect strong momentum from healthcare, education, and staffing sectors. 2027, the business may transition to an early maturity phase as domestic markets begin to saturate. Growth will rely more on international expansion and cost efficiencies. 2028, Late maturity or inflection point. U.S. market growth may plateau, making innovation and product diversification critical. New curriculum models, digital simulation platforms, and AI-integrated teaching tools may define the next wave of growth or trigger a strategic pivot. 7. Outlook on potential deals and risks in the next 3 years. Adtalem may pursue acquisitions of online healthcare training companies or form strategic joint ventures with hospital systems to develop workforce training solutions. These deals could enhance brand positioning and offer long-term revenue streams. However, the stock may experience dips if integration of new platforms underperforms or there are adverse regulatory developments affecting financial aid eligibility, which could lead to temporary valuation compression or a correction of 15 to 20%. 8. Conclusion: Adtalem Global Education is well-positioned to benefit from structural trends in healthcare education and workforce development. Its fundamentals are solid, valuation is attractive, and recent strategic moves point to sustainable growth potential. While short-term technical indicators suggest a potential pause or pullback, the long-term outlook remains favorable. Investors should monitor key technical levels, macro-educational policy changes, and execution on digital expansion. A confirmed breakout above $130 could serve as a momentum trigger toward $140. Still, failure to hold above $125 may prompt short-term caution. Analyst outlook: neutral to bullish. Long-term catalysts: healthcare workforce shortages, digital learning scale-up, favorable education policy. Watch levels: $125 support, $130 breakout trigger, $140 plus potential medium-term target.